the sleepy Palm Island. The ritual is simple: a soft blanket, a warm cup of tea, and a story carried on the breath of the rain. Tonight, rain taps steady on the roof. Thunder rolls slowly beyond the hills, and inside the wooden cabin, a white cat curls in quiet warmth. This story is here to ease the mind, to soften the body, and carry you into deep, peaceful sleep. So get comfortable, breathe with the palms slowly, and let's drift into tonight's story. The wooden cabin rests on the slope above the ocean, its beams carrying the memory of many calm evenings, its wide windows glowing with amber light against the storm. The rain falls in long silver threads, slanting across the palms, drumming softly on the roof, marking time that stretches without hurry. The sea breathes in heavy waves, each one rising in the darkness, each one folding onto the shore, a voice that never stops, a rhythm older than memory. The moon hangs vast and golden, its round face bright behind veils of cloud, casting a wide road of light across the restless water, a road that shimmers and bends, that disappears, then returns again. Around the cabin, palms sway with wet fronds, their tall shapes leaning into the wind, their shadows etched against the mountains. The hills beyond are veiled in mist, dark folds where the rain gathers, folds where thunder moves slowly, the sound that rolls from one valley to the next. Inside the cabin, warmth holds steady. The glow of oil lamps rests on wooden beams, spreads across the floor, and gathers on the old carved table that stands at the center. Its surface carries the grain of the island's oldest trees, curves that ripple like water, lines polished by countless hands. The table was shaped by a master of wood, an island craftsman whose chisels followed the rhythm of the grain. Each cut was slow, each line deliberate, until the wood itself seemed to reveal its own design. The years have softened its edges, but the spirit of the work still remains, an echo of hands that cared, an echo of eyes that watched the shape unfold. On the table, a candle sways gently in its glass, a thin flame bowing with each breath of air, straightening again, casting casting long shadows that lean across the floor. The wax releases a faint sweetness, mingling with the deeper scent of wood, mingling with the salt that drifts through the windows. The air holds many layers. There is the damp earth of the rain, the green weight of palm leaves, the faint smoke memory of the fire that once warmed the kitchen, and beneath it all, the steady salt of the sea. You may notice the way breath follows these scents, drawing in slowly, releasing even more slowly, like the tide leaning forward, like the tide slipping back. The cabin holds other shapes. A wide lounge chair rests near the window, its cushions worn smooth by evenings of sitting, its fabric carrying the faint memory of wood smoke. Beside it, a shelf of carved bamboo, each rung darkened by years of touch, each corner softened by time. And against the far wall, a tall cupboard with doors of dark wood, handles shaped from bamboo, cool beneath the hand, smooth with use. The sound of the rain is steady now. Drops strike the wide roof, scatter across the windows, drip from the edges of leaves outside. Each sound is small, yet together they form a net of calm, a weave of rhythm that cradles the room. You may notice how the body responds, shoulders loosening, the breath settling deeper, the eyes moving more slowly from shape to shape. Near the doorway, a large white cat waits. His fur gleams in the candlelight, a soft glow against the shadows, each strand tipped with a hint of silver from the moon. He sits with stillness, his eyes half closed, his tail curled neatly around his paws. The rain flickers in his eyes as he watches, golden reflections sliding across calm pupils. For a moment, the cat lifts his head toward the sound of thunder. His ears tilt slightly, his whiskers tremble. Then he lowers his gaze again, returning to stillness, as though he has always known this rhythm, as though he breathes with the storm. The room itself listens. Boards creak lightly in the walls, a voice of timber adjusting to the damp. The flame hums softly, wax dripping in slow arcs, collecting in a round pool at the base. The window panes tremble faintly, rain tapping like countless small fingers, a lullaby with no beginning and no end. The ocean outside swells, rises in dark shoulders, then leans forward, breaking into white foam that glows faintly under the moon. The spray catches the light, turning into a mist of silver dust, falling back into the black surface of the sea. Each wave follows the one before, endless, assured, slow as breath. The cat shifts once more. His body leans toward the cupboard, a silent sign that hunger stirs. The carved doors wait, bamboo handles cool to the touch, wood scented faintly of resin and age. When the hand closes around the handle, it feels smooth, rounded by time, carrying the memory of every evening it has been opened. The door moves with a low creak, a sound that melts into the hush of the rain, a sound that belongs to the rhythm of the house. Inside, jars of clay and baskets of woven palm hold their secrets. One jar opens with a muted scrape, revealing the food kept for the cat. The scent rises gently, a promise of comfort, a ritual repeated countless times. Grains tumble softly into the bowl, a sound like rain upon wood, a rhythm that blends into the storm outside. The bowl is placed near the table's leg, where the candlelight spreads across the floor. The cat steps forward, his paws silent on the wood, his body moving with the grace of tide water. He lowers his head, and the soft sound of eating joins the rain. Small crunches, gentle breaths, a steady murmur of contentment. You may notice how the heart softens at this sight, the way calm deepens in the chest, the way each sound, each movement draws the body further into ease. The cat pauses, lifts his head, meets your eyes with a gaze both calm and clear. It carries no urgency, only trust, a softness that rests as steadily as the moonlight outside. Then he bends once more, returns to his meal. The rhythm of eating and breathing continuing in harmony with rain and sea. The windows glow faintly with flashes beyond. Lightning ripples behind the clouds, a silent white bloom spreading across the horizon, vanishing into darkness again. A moment later, thunder follows. rooms of the cabin. The sound is vast, yet here it feels distant, softened by wood and light. You step toward the window, each movement slow, each breath steady. The floor creaks gently beneath bare feet, a language of wood that speaks of age, that speaks of presence. The window glass is cool beneath the fingertips, beaded with rain that slides in winding paths, gathering into droplets, falling into the night. Beyond the glass, the ocean rises and falls. Waves fold into one another, their white edges shining under the moon, their dark centers carrying the weight of the night. Mist swirls where water meets air, ghostly and thin, shifting with the wind. You may notice how breath slows while watching, how the body leans into the rhythm, how thought itself grows softer, like the edges of clouds dissolving into sky. The lightning blooms again, spreading across the far horizon. It illuminates the long curve of the mountains, their ridges like folded cloth, their valleys hidden in vapor. The thunder that follows is deeper this time, a drum rolling from one peak to the next, an endless echo that finds no edge. Inside, the cat finishes his meal. He licks softly, then sits once more by the table, his body round with calm, his eyes half closed, his ears tuned to the sounds beyond. The candle bends again with a small breath of air, light sliding over the carvings of the table, shadow stretching long across the floor, returning, stretching again. You remain at the window, the glass cool, the sea endless, the sky vast and alive. The cabin holds all this within its walls, warmth against the storm, stillness against the vastness. The air is thick with rain and salt and wood, and with each breath, ease deepens, as though the body itself were part of the cabin, as though the rhythm outside and the rhythm within were no longer two, but one. The hand rests a moment longer on the glass, feeling the coolness there, tracing the path of drops as they gather and fall. Each bead carries the silver of the moon. Each streak catches the faint glow from inside, a weaving of two worlds. The storm beyond, the warmth The floor beneath is solid, boards worn by many steps, grain smoothed by years of passage. Each movement across them is slow, each creak steady, a rhythm of wood that answers the rain. Breath follows in kind, deepening as the body turns, easing as the room gathers closer. The cat waits by the table now, his eyes half closed, his body turned toward you as if expecting your return. His whiskers twitch with the fading scent of his meal. His ears tilt toward the thunder outside, yet his gaze is soft, a quiet anchor in the flickering light. Steps draw you back toward the center of the room, toward the carved table, toward the armchair beside it. The candle's flame leans as you pass, painting your shadow along the wall, stretching it tall and thin, then gathering it close again. The scent of warm wax rises gently, mingling with salt, mingling with damp wood. The cupboard stands silent now, its doors closed again, bamboo handles resting cool, holding their history in stillness. You may notice how each object seems alive in its own way, not moving, yet breathing with presence, woven into the rhythm of the house, woven into the rhythm of the night. The armchair by the window waits. Its cushions dip softly at the touch, welcoming the weight that eases into them, welcoming the slow surrender of the body. The fabric is thick and warm beneath the hand, faintly scented of wood smoke, faintly scented of time. The blanket rests across the arm, folded heavy, woven with threads that hold the memory of countless nights. As you sit, the body sinks deeper, shoulders falling into rest, back settling against the shape, legs loosening their hold. The blanket is drawn up slowly, its weight draping across the knees, its warmth spreading with each breath. The fabric presses close, a shield against the cool air, a second skin of comfort. You may notice how the chest rises, how it falls, how each breath comes longer than the one before. The storm outside continues, yet here it is softened, translated into lullaby. The rain on the roof is gentle percussion. The thunder, distant drum. The sea, the endless space beneath it all. The cat moves at last. His body stretches long, white fur glowing in the candlelight, paws silent on the wooden floor. He steps closer, tail curving in a slow arc, eyes calm, voice silent. He pauses at your side, then with one smooth leap lands upon your lap. The blanket shifts beneath his weight, his paws pressing in small circles, his body turning until he curls into a perfect shape of warmth. The vibration of his purr begins at once, low, steady, a sound that merges with the rain, a sound that settles into the chest. Fingers drift through the fur, soft as clouds, thick and silken, warm with the life beneath. The purr deepens at the touch, spreading through your hands, through your arms, into your own breath. You may notice how the body answers, slowing further, loosening further, becoming part of the rhythm. The window beyond frames the night. The moon climbs higher, its path clearer between drifting clouds. Each time lightning blooms, the room brightens in a silent flash. Shadows erased, then returned again. Thunder follows, round and deep, rolling not to disturb, but to remind of the vastness that holds this place. The cat shifts once more, pressing closer, his warmth a circle against the chest. His breath is shallow, quick, yet steady, a counterpoint to your own. Together they form a weave, two patterns joining, two rhythms aligning. Eyes linger on the candle, its flame tilts, straightens, bows again. Light slides across the carved table, finds the marks of the craftsman, finds the grain of the tree, finds the years etched into wood. The table holds the story of hands, the story of patience, the story of care. You may notice how time begins to blur here, how moments stretch, how edges soften. The storm does not ask for notice. The cat does not ask for words. The house does not ask for thought. They simply continue, each in their rhythm, each in their way. The breath is all that remains to follow. the salt, with the wood, with the fur beneath the hand, out with the thunder, with the rain, with the weight that leaves the shoulders, in like the tide swelling, out like the tide falling. The body knows this cycle. The house knows it too. The cat purrs it in his chest. The sea repeats it without end. And here, in this armchair, by this window, in this storm, the rhythm holds you steady. The rhythm carries you deeper. The rhythm becomes rest. The body softens further, sinking into the armchair, merging with the weight of the blanket, merging with the warmth of the cat curled close. The sound of rain spreads wider now, a blanket of water falling across the island, covering palms, covering roofs, covering the wide face of the sea. Each drop belongs to the same rhythm, yet each one falls unique. 1,000 small voices joining into one song. Thunder drifts slower, longer pauses between its rolling waves. It hums through the bones of the cabin, then fades, leaving silence full and round. A silence that holds more weight than sound itself. You may notice the way muscles answer. The shoulders lie heavy. No need to lift. The arms rest where they fall. Hands open. Fingers loose. The face softens, jaw unclenched, tongue resting quiet. Even the breath moves on its own, steady, unhurried, a tide without beginning, a tide without end. The cat's purr fills the chest with vibration. It rises into the throat, into the head, a hum beneath thought. His warmth is steady, the weight gentle but sure, a reminder of closeness, a reminder of trust. His ears twitch at the distant thunder, yet his body remains still, his eyes half closed in perfect calm. The candle burns low now. Wax pools at the base, its flame smaller, its glow softer. Light trembles along the grain of the table, then drifts to the floor, where shadows stretch and bend. Each flicker is slower than the one before, each movement a lull, each glow an invitation to close the eyes. Beyond the window, the moon still shines, a silver path cast across the waves. Clouds thin and thicken, opening, closing, opening again. Each shift is slow, each change unhurried, as if the sky itself drifts toward sleep. You may notice how thoughts move the same way. They appear as shapes, soft at the edges, without weight. They linger, then dissolve, like mist sliding along the mountain slopes. No thought stays long. None asks to remain. They drift, and in their drifting they leave only space, only stillness. The body listens more to rhythm than to thought, to the ocean breathing heavy and slow, to the rain falling endlessly, a whisper of silver threads, to the purr, low and steady, woven into the chest, even to silence, the wide pause between sounds, a silence that cradles every part. The blanket feels heavier now, not a weight to hold, but a weight to protect. It settles along the skin, pulls warmth deeper, draws calm closer. Every fold tells the body to stay. Every thread tells the body to rest. The armchair holds every shape. It accepts the full weight, asks for nothing, offers everything. Its frame breathes with the house, boards humming faintly, a language of wood, a language of time. The eyelids grow heavier, they lower slowly, half at first, then further. Light blurs into softness, shapes dissolve, colors drift without detail. The flame becomes only glow, the moon only brightness, the rain only movement. Nothing sharp remains. Breath reaches deeper. It fills the chest, the stomach, the hips, then releases longer, emptying weight, emptying effort. Each inhale eases, each exhale loosens, each cycle slower than the last. The cat shifts once, pressing closer, his head resting against your arm. His purr continues, sensation that spreads into silence. He is already half asleep, trusting, safe. You may notice the same within yourself. Legs heavy, feet still, arms warm, hands open. The chest rises without asking, falls without effort. Even the heartbeat steadies, matching the rhythm of the flame, matching the rhythm of the tide. Outside, the lanterns of fishing boats sway, tiny specks of amber far across the water. They flicker in and out of sight, like thoughts that appear and fade. They are distant, yet they comfort, as though others keep watch, as though the night itself watches over you. The cabin joins the rhythm. Its beams creak softly, settling deeper. A structure breathing slowly, a structure at ease. The air is thick with the scent of salt and wood and rain. It drapes across the body, cool, fresh, soft as fabric. Sleep rises like a tide. It does not hurry. It moves gently, seeping into the spaces between thoughts, filling the hollow places of breath. It lifts the weight from the mind. It lays the weight on the body, a weight that comforts, a weight that anchors. Eyes close fully now. Behind them colors shift, amber fading, silver drifting, blue dissolving into black. They swirl a while, then vanish, leaving only quiet. The breath is long, spaced wide, a rhythm stretched across silence. The body is loose, spread heavy, surrendered. The mind drifts, no longer searching, no longer holding. And here, within this cabin by the sea, wrapped in warmth, held by storm, with the cat asleep against you, you are safe. You are carried. You are home. The night continues without end. Waves arriving, waves leaving, rain falling, thunder rolling slow, all of it holding you steady, all of it leading you deeper